They will immediately cry and submit to the empath forever. Today, I'd like to delve into the concept of a super empath and explore how their unique abilities can help unveil the facade of a narcissist. A super empath is an individual who has invested substantial time and energy in nurturing their inner selves. They've mastered the art of self-worth, established healthy boundaries, and confronted the darker aspects of human nature. This makes them akin to kryptonite for narcissists. What is it about these resilient empaths that enables them to see through a narcissist's charade? Super empaths possess a keen intuition that alerts them when something doesn't quite align with a person's actions or intentions. This intuition becomes invaluable in detecting a narcissist's attempts at control, manipulation, deceit, or trickery. Additionally, super empaths have set firm and healthy boundaries, creating a protective barrier that makes it challenging for narcissistic individuals to intrude into their personal lives and emotions. They recognize their own worth and refuse to be entangled in the drama and chaos often associated with self-centered individuals. If you're interested in staying updated on this topic, I encourage you to hit the subscribe and bell buttons, enabling you to receive the latest content from this channel. Now let's delve into how super empaths can effectively counter narcissists. First, a super empath might find themselves questioning the veracity of the narcissist's claims. Individuals with a profound sense of empathy can often sense the hollowness within a narcissist's personality simply through conversation. Narcissists put on a facade for everyone, not just those they perceive as vulnerable, in order to shield themselves from judgment. However, super empaths swiftly discern the discrepancy in the narcissist's self-image, their perception of others, and their view of the world. Those rich in empathy can easily penetrate the layers of conceit, the belief of superiority, and the sense of entitlement. To them, the narcissist's thoughts and emotions are an open book. Consequently, the narcissist's attempts to control them become ineffectual. When a narcissist tries to provoke a reaction, the highly empathic individual can swiftly detect it and respond appropriately. The narcissist's endeavors to exude charisma, emulate others, and foretell the future are transparent to those with heightened sensitivity, and in fact, appear repugnant to them. Secondly, one of the empath's strengths lies in their ability to identify a narcissist. Narcissists may spin any manner of tales, but those with heightened empathy consistently perceive the falsehoods within. Some individuals possess acute senses that enable them to discern deceit, partial truths, and insincerity from a distance. Super empaths' elevated self-awareness and awareness of the world prove invaluable when making judgments. They do not naively buy into the narcissist's grand narratives. Instead, they act in a pragmatic and honest manner. Even if the narcissist manages to temporarily influence the super empath's emotions, their cruel and self-serving behavior ultimately repulses the super empath. While the narcissist perceives empathy as cold, selective, and twisted, those with profound empathy understand the fallacy of this belief. In contrast, genuine empathy is comforting and has a soothing effect on people. Super empaths possess the ability to decipher others' intentions and unveil numerous facades. They can see past the narcissist's charades and uncover their true nature. Thirdly, their established boundaries are crystal clear, leaving no room for ambiguity. A genuine super empath maintains unwavering honesty with their loved ones regarding their limitations and capabilities. They embrace themselves and find contentment within, independent of external validation. They don't require others' approval to feel their own self-worth. They've cultivated it internally. They can readily discern when they are being pressured into something against their will, leaving no margin for negotiation. The boundaries they set are firm and unyielding, and they possess the courage to assertively say no, even if it displeases the ego. For a narcissist, ensuring that everything proceeds exactly as planned is of paramount importance. Conversely, someone with excessive empathy may struggle to enforce these boundaries. If the narcissist persists despite being confronted, the super empath will step in. But before we proceed to point 4, I'd like to hear about your experiences with narcissists and whether they've caused you any harm. Are you familiar with the concept of psychic healing? If so, I'd love to learn more about it, and if not, I'm interested in how you, as an empath, approach the healing process. Fourth, super empaths possess the ability to profoundly undermine the narcissist's self-esteem. They can discern the genuine weaknesses behind the narcissist's facade of power. They understand precisely what the narcissist finds most intolerable. Equipped with righteous anger, unshakable strength, and unwavering integrity, they can swiftly and directly expose the narcissist's falsehoods if necessary. Shattering the narcissist's mask can have enduring repercussions. Unlike narcissists, an empowered empath, despite their anger and self-awareness, refrains from abusive behavior. They know their objectives and precisely how to attain them. They won't resort to forceful tactics against a narcissist when it's unnecessary. Instead, they combat the narcissist as beacons of light, guided by their moral compass and the principles instilled by the world. A narcissist stands no chance against their unwavering candor, rendering them toxic to the narcissist. Fifth, they ensure that the narcissist doesn't displace their own issues onto their target. Narcissists are inherently insecure individuals who thrive on exploiting the vulnerabilities of others. Their inner turmoil leaves them little room for self-reflection. Conversely, a super empath swiftly discerns the underlying dynamics, as they possess a firm sense of self and unwavering convictions. Consequently, they remain impervious to the narcissist's projection tactics, simply dismissing them. They recognize that these assumptions lack validity and can easily see through the narcissist's attempts to impose their own image on others, much like peering through a window manipulated by the narcissist. Super empaths understand that narcissists lack a stable foundation upon which to judge other people's lives. In contrast, narcissists invest heavily in the world they've constructed, leading to a profound disconnect with their true selves. Consequently, their judgments of others lack credibility. The super empath finds amusement in the narcissist's accusations, recognizing that the narcissist is merely revealing their own nature. Our discussion for today concludes here. If you found this informative, we welcome your thoughts in the comments section below. If you're interested in delving deeper into the topic of narcissism, don't forget to subscribe. Until our next session, take good care of yourself, and farewell. This is realistic methods to confront and destroy a narcissist once and for all. Is there a limit to the malevolence and manipulation within the narcissist's arsenal? To what extent do you believe this to be true? Discover how to stay one step ahead of them to escape the grip of threat and subjugation. I genuinely trust that this video will provide clarity and address all your inquiries. First and foremost, I'd like to extend my greetings to everyone joining us today. We'll delve into 5 proven techniques to outshine a narcissist in any conversation, and we'll cover them extensively. I'd like to kick off by inviting you to share your experiences in attempting to outmaneuver a narcissist. Please describe the outcome and whether it met your expectations. By sharing your stories and offering feedback in the comments, you can provide support to fellow survivors. Don't depart until we've covered the 5th technique, as it promises to be the most intriguing and significant. Halt the act of projecting your own ideals onto the narcissist, and instead focus on their genuine attributes. One of the most challenging aspects is reconciling the narcissist's presence during both joyous and sorrowful moments. Despite your knowledge of a narcissist's detrimental traits, you may still find yourself drawn to them, enticed by the fleeting respite they offer from your perpetual suffering. Your continued rationalization of narcissistic behavior stems from cognitive and emotional dissonance, and you're clinging to seemingly futile prospects due to a lack of alternatives. Even in the face of their egregious actions, you may continue to perceive them as fundamentally decent individuals. It is my belief that you may have missed the mark entirely. You run the risk of affording them more chances than they merit, succumbing to their manipulation, and unwittingly becoming entangled in gaslighting. This mindset is not advisable when co-parenting or navigating a covert power struggle with another parent. The key to breaking free is to stop expecting them to conform to an idealized version of yourself or the relationship. They place no value on friendship, cooperation, open communication, or mutual respect, as they lack the belief that they can contribute to or build anything worthwhile. They remain oblivious to the opportunities before them. Given their true nature as revealed, any attempt to honor this commitment would be futile. The true person is the one whose darker side has left you astounded. View the situation from a distance and seek patterns in their interactions. Savor life's pleasures. Observe how they transition from being angels to demons in their efforts to maintain a connection with you, tainting every joyful memory of your time together with mistreatment. Acknowledging this reality may be difficult, but it will ultimately lead to liberation. Once you recognize them as a malevolent influence, you will always have the upper hand. Do not be deceived by their pleasant facade. You can count on them to display the same cruelty in front of your children. In the midst of an intense power struggle, they may resort to extreme measures. The more you can accept them for who they truly are, the greater control you will have over the relationship and your ability to manage whatever challenges they present. Identifying the narcissist renders them powerless to harm you. Additionally, alongside trauma bonding and traumatic experiences, a phenomenon known as cognitive resonance unfolds. The second rule involves responding to the narcissist while avoiding entangling yourself in conversation with them. You possess the capability to manage this situation effectively. Understanding the motives of the other person and the advantages they seek to gain through manipulation will shield you from emotional manipulation. As you establish this connection and shift from reacting to responding, the narcissist's ability to provoke you diminishes. For instance, if you receive a hurtful message from a narcissist, blaming you for their problems and demanding explanations, your response should be that of a service provider rather than a reactor. They insist that you provide justifications for your actions, attempting to draw you deeper into their vortex. By choosing to respond, you focus on extracting the most relevant information from the message. You may opt to reply to a parent's text message if it impacts the children's pick-up or drop-off times, while disregarding the other parent's messages and archiving them as evidence for potential disputes. It's essential to develop emotional regulation and rational judgment for your benefit. When dealing with a narcissist, relying solely on your emotions is not advisable. Consider your intellect as an unwavering map. Use your emotions to empower yourself rather than the narcissist. Mastering emotional regulation will make you the nemesis of narcissists. The third guideline is to establish clear and firmly grounded boundaries. Please take heed. A lack of boundaries is akin to self-harm. I understand the challenges of setting boundaries with a narcissist, but it is in your best interest to do so. You must exert every effort to tame this unruly force. Your adversary is not only a narcissist, but also an obstinate and discourteous individual. Granting them concessions allows them to seize even more ground. Offer them an inch, and they will readily claim more. If they fail to respect your personal space, make it explicit that you will not relinquish it easily. You are laying the groundwork for significant suffering in your own life. Expecting reverence from a narcissist is a futile endeavor. Whether or not you choose to visit is at your discretion, with the safety of your children in mind. Regardless of the circumstances, they will consistently show up, as if nothing has changed, resuming their previous behaviors. To address your difficulty in setting boundaries, it is crucial to identify and confront the underlying causes. In order to effectively say no and keep the narcissist at bay, it's important to uncover and address the root of your boundary-setting challenges. Additionally, if feasible, establish clear boundaries regarding acceptable and unacceptable behaviors. Hold them accountable for their transgressions. Avoid taking their provocations too seriously. Forgiveness may not be a viable option in this situation. Ensure that they understand the guidelines for contacting you and determining visitation schedules if you are going through a divorce with shared custody. 4. Do not succumb to their bait. This narcissist is intensifying the blame game considerably, avoiding responsibility and shifting blame onto others for issues they wish to evade. Try not to take the narcissist's accusations personally. Disregard their attempts at deflection and rejection, acting as though it doesn't affect you. The concealed truths in their actions will be revealed. By shifting blame to you, they enhance their own self-esteem. This behavior is cause for significant concern. They may not even consider your perspective before making assumptions about your parenting skills, inventing false information, or attempting to tarnish your image. Disprove their misconceptions by highlighting the significance of nurturing responsible children. Allow them to freely express themselves, as their input holds no value. Here is an alternative perspective to consider. Why lend an ear to someone who is emotionally detached and overly self-assured? Their perception of you is entirely skewed by their preconceived notions and biases, rendering it highly inaccurate. Even though they may deny it, you are well aware of their true nature. This aligns with the initial point of embracing them for who they are. After prevailing over them, you will find amusement at their expense. We've now reached the fifth and final point. Leverage their vulnerabilities to your advantage. To truly comprehend the narcissist, you must detach yourself emotionally, observe their repetitive, predictable actions objectively, and recognize their reactions and triggers with remarkable precision. If you can maintain emotional composure long enough to objectively study a narcissist, you may even influence some of their behavior. You are not pursuing narcissism actively, but rather out of necessity, as a means of self-defense. Could you utilize anything as a defense mechanism to prevent your own suffering? Capitalize on their insecurities, particularly their compulsion to maintain a flawless public image. Determine their desires and find a way to fulfill them while also satisfying your needs. Imagine it as a constant drip of liquid, enticing their baser desires for instant gratification. This is a possibility, but requires meticulous planning. You might wonder if someone might label you as a narcissist if you employ these tactics. It's possible, although not a given. Your intentions are rooted in politeness, without any intent to harm. It's simply a precautionary approach to employ in case the situation takes a turn for the worse. To clarify, you are not causing harm to them. In essence, recognizing the truth is the pathway to liberation. Strengthen your mental and emotional resilience. Instead of allowing them to torment you, harness their strengths and turn them against them. That concludes my discussion for now. If you found this video informative, please share your thoughts in the comments, and I'll see you in the next one. It's time for healing.